If you've watched any of my previous videos, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not doing great. I've, um, I have a lot of self-doubt, struggling with not feeling happy, a lot of insecurities, turning 30 and feeling that I should have accomplished more. The strange thing is, I think even if I were like the richest person on earth, even if I was working super hard and making a lot of money, like building insane companies. It sounds like I'm talking about Elon Musk or something, but like, Alex Hormozy or one of those guys. I don't think that I would be happy. I think that I would be miserable as well. Maybe I would have like super hot girlfriend, drive a insane car, live in the biggest house imaginable. But I think deep inside I would still be unhappy. Unless I was doing something that just really resonated with my values. And so, I mean, that's probably the hopeful part about this. I think that like something that probably will make me happy is like I don't need something unachievable. I could do with something smaller, way smaller. Once again, my photography project, and this is the crazy part. Like, I've approached over 15, now maybe 20 people, which is still a very small number, but I'm proud of like these first little steps. And every time that I do, or quite often, I feel much better afterwards. Especially, I mean, depends. Obviously, I've had some just very brief interaction. I was like, okay, click, thank you, bye. Like, then I wasn't like feeling amazing. But like, for example, last Friday I was walking around, see this one person sitting on a bench, and I walk past her, like not approaching her, walk away, don't want to be like a creep, like staring kind of, so I'm like, okay, just walking away, looking for another person, and about 10 minutes later I pass by the same place and she's still sitting there. So I take a moment, I take a breath, like I breathe in, I walk up to her, kinda hesitate. I see her looking at me, and I look back and I smile and I approach her. Again, I don't remember the thing that I said, but probably it's something like, "Hi, can I ask you something?" And from there on out, the conversation went kind of smoothly. So I explained to her the project that I'm doing, and she wanted to help. She was like she was a little bit insecure, I think. A lot of people are when you ask them if you could take a picture of them. So I was like, no pressure if you don't want to do that. She was like, yeah, no, actually I want to do it, but just I'm a little bit nervous. So we did. I wasn't create interaction. And for the rest of the day, I felt amazing. I felt, damn. First of all, I thought, okay, I've shown something to myself, something that I didn't think that I would be able to do. I was 100% ready to be rejected, like called a creep, whatever, like all the worst things that could happen. And it didn't happen, in quite the opposite. And this just gave me confidence. Like, by this experience, I was like, okay, if actually, I mean, because obviously I'm a guy and I feel uncomfortable. I don't feel uncomfortable being a guy, but I feel uncomfortable scaring women, approaching women, like whatever, with all the prejudices. Yeah, I don't want other people, especially women, to feel intimidated. That would just make me feel terrible. And usually when I approach them, I'm very much myself. It actually goes great. And it was very nice to see this. So this gave me confidence, and for the rest of the day I was just feeling amazing, like full of confidence, great, like a great afternoon, great evening with friends. I was on top of the world. And then the day after, I didn't approach any more people, and the day after I had this idea that I went out, and I didn't. I was tired. I was feeling, I didn't want to do it. And this is like a little bit the dangerous thing, probably, like the moment that you feel a little bit too comfortable. Like it's easy to tell yourself, oh, well, I already did it. I don't have to do this anymore. And then in the evening I felt terrible again. And it's so strange how pushing ourselves can have such an impact on our morals. How doing something that scares you, like, just makes you feel so much better. Maybe it's not just like scares you, but connects with your values and the things that you want to do. And for me, I feel that I'm wasting so much time. That's a terrible part. Like the evenings that I'm doing things, and even the days like that I'm doing other stuff, things that aren't connected with things that I want to do. Especially if I'm just wasting them watching videos, and then at the end of the day I'm just didn't really do anything. And then it's like, once over 30, I already had it obviously in the past, but now that I'm over 30 and I'm going to turn 31 in less than a month, I just feel so much more like the pressure of time going by, and like not like the moments not properly used. Like they feel so much worse. When I was 18, whatever, I didn't like, I had all the time in the world. I could live forever. I was feeling I'm never going to get old. So you waste time and you don't care. And then now it just feels so terrible. And it just gets me so depressed because I feel I need to do, like, I need to make much more of the time that I have. Don't necessarily want to achieve the greatest. Like, it would be amazing. And well, this is another topic. I don't know if I really want to dive completely into this, but I have this self-belief that I just noticed that I have this self-belief. When I was younger, when I was a student, I would do the minimum all the time. I would study just enough to get 50%, maybe 60%. And then go gaming. And there's just this belief, it feels like, in myself that I'm still this person. Like, in my 20s I tried things, like become independent, making websites, and I did achieve some things. I did a little bit better, but like, never really that was like, okay, now I really went for the 100%. Now I went for the best possible outcome. Maybe for a little bit, for an hour, for 2 hours, for a week maybe even. And I'll be like, okay, well, I can do this. Like, just reinforcing this self-belief that I'm this guy who does the minimum. And this obviously hurts, because now when I go out with my camera and I don't talk to people, there's just this voice in my head telling me, like, see, you're the guy who's doing the minimum, like, you're never going to be anything special. And I don't really know how to overcome this. Like, I mean, there's probably only one way to overcome it. It's like prove to myself that I'm not, but it's not easy. Because quite often I'm going out and I'm not taking pictures, so like somehow I have to find a way to do it anyway. And I hope, like, by these little steps that I'm taking now, by this, I mean, I can be happy that I talked to these over 15 people. Just continue doing this, and I would love to actually just remove everything else from my agenda and just do this for a couple of weeks, nothing else. Probably I should do this. Just go for it 100%. So that's what I should do, but obviously I'm leaving. Maybe I should do this. I should.